Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Microsoft 365 Pulse Roadmap recording where we dissect the roadmap so you don't have to figure out what it is and where it's at. So, on today's call, we have the dynamic duo of Tamara Bredemus and Tom Duff, also known as Tam Tom, because we are married. So, if you've not joined us before on these adventures, what we do is we cover the roadmap, and there's usually four categories. There's in development, which means Microsoft is working on the feature. There is rolling out, which means it's starting to work its way out to the various clients and tenants to which it's intended, like worldwide GCC, GCC High, and DoD. Then we have launched, which means it should be in that tenant to which it was intended. And then you can have canceled. Today's a little weird in the fact that all we really have is in development and rolling out. We have no launched, which is a little odd, but we can work with that. So with that, we're going to go ahead and get started. And I will go ahead and turn it over to Tamara to tell me what kind of things that she saw that she's really impressed by.
Sure. Thanks, Tom. So, in development, I found Microsoft Teams clearer text highlighting in dark mode and high contrast mode. So, Microsoft has improved how highlighted text looks when composing messages in dark mode and high contrast mode, giving you a more consistent editing experience. And that's coming out to everybody in September. That goes out to worldwide, GCC, GCC High, and the DoD. Then in Microsoft Teams, we also have updated header and dashboard for chats and channels on mobile. So soon you'll be able to get oriented and take action faster when using Teams on mobile. With a redesigned header and lightweight dashboard that brings key channel details, people, and pinned content into one intuitive place. It creates a more predictable, familiar experience across desktop and mobile so you can move faster with less friction. And again, that's coming out in September for everyone. Then Microsoft Teams badges in profile card in Teams. So soon, like September, you'll be able to see awards and certifications as badges on a user's profile card, bringing a more consistent experience across Teams and Outlook.
So if you think you need stinking badges, you can have stinking badges now.
You can. The Lindbergh badge. Then we also have Outlook insert signature image from OneDrive. So users can now insert images into their email signature directly from OneDrive, in addition to the device photo library. Here's my suggestion to you. Don't put images in your signature.
Especially if they're high def.
By almost every company. So just don't put pictures in your email signature. And then Outlook filter messages by events. So come August, so this is coming out real soon, you'll be able to filter your messages for calendar invitations. Simply go to the filter and select the events from the drop-down. And then I just have a couple more I want to touch on. Enhanced user interface updates for iPhone and iPad for Outlook. So people using Outlook for iOS on the iPhone and iPad are going to see a refreshed interface elements aligned with the latest liquid glass iOS visual experience. This is going to include modernized app Chrome, navigation, and use of screen space. It will be enabled by default with no administrator action required. And then Planner is getting some love right now for both GCC and GCC High. And it made me so sad because it wasn't there for the DoD. And so now I'm just going to take my towel and go into the closet and cry.
This is why you don't get nice stuff.
I know. You can't have nice stuffs. All right, so Planner, refreshed experience and new capabilities for GCC and GCC High. Microsoft Planner will be updated with a cleaner, More modern interface, improved navigation, responsive layouts, and a more consistent experience across Planner and Teams and Planner for the web. This update also includes goals in the basic plans. So that's pretty exciting. Goals, I think of like milestones.
Yeah, and what's cool is you can you can have various tasks that you have out there all
Mm-hmm.
consolidate under a particular goal. So if you've got, various tasks that are all moving towards this thing that you're trying to accomplish, if you put that goal within each one of those, you can basically click on that goal and see exactly what's involved there and where it's at. It works out really nicely.
Perfect. And then the last one, OneDrive, anchored comments in the PDF viewer. So Microsoft is adding anchored comments to the PDF viewer in OneDrive and SharePoint on the web. Users can attach a comment to a specific spot on the page to selected text and collaborate through replies and at mentions, bringing PDF review to parity with commenting in Office documents. This feature will be on by default and requires no administrator access
That's
or
kind of cool.
actions. It's coming out in October and it's coming out to everybody. So I'm kind of excited about that. What do you like in development, Tom?
So I normally focus on the Copilot stuff, and today will be no different. So in Microsoft Copilot, Copilot Memory in Researcher. So Copilot Memory within Researcher brings forward relevant content or relevant context from your past interactions, helping ground insights, personalize outputs, and reduce repetitive setup as you explore complex topics. If you've used the memory feature before, just in regular Copilot, it's really cool because you can have a chat like yesterday and you have it create like 2 or 3 scripts for you or something like that. You can then start a brand new chat today and say, yesterday you provided a chat for me or a script for me. I want to try that same thing, but only with some different changes. And it remembers what was done there and brings that forward. Or like one example that I really loved was I was asking Copilot to, plan my day. I love that agent. And it was telling me, well, you've got these two conflicting items, and one of them is, it was actually this meeting against a different one. I said, well, since this one doesn't look as important, you can probably skip this one and go to the other one instead. And I came back and I said, I'm actually a speaker in this particular meeting. Oh, well, that changes my recommendations entirely. And basically said, you need to be at this one, the other one you can blow off. Well, the next day I was doing a plan your day, and it came through and said, and since you mentioned that you'll be a speaker in this meeting, this one's important and you should, prioritize it. I'm like, wow, it actually remembered. So that's really a cool thing that can go in, start grabbing the memory, start forming itself around how you think some of the things you're talking about and bring those to the forefront when you're asking new things. So that's cool. Then we have agent readiness in Copilot Studio. And agent readiness gives makers a real-time, always visible health check for their Copilot Studio agents. A single review indicator in the build experience surfaces anything blocking or at risk from policy restrictions to missing evaluations before it derails a publish. Blocked capabilities are grayed out up front with a clear reason, so makers never waste time configuring something that was never going to work. I like that. So that's coming out in September for Copilot Studio worldwide. Then moving more towards the bottom, use Copilot Chat after a call in the Queues app. So if you're a Queue apps user in Teams, after a recorded call is completed, use Copilot in the Queues app to quickly catch up on key details, uncover insights, and resolve customer issues faster without having to manually search through a transcript or listen back to a recording. So apparently you didn't have that capability using the Q app for recordings prior to this. Navigate to the unified call history in the Qs app, select recorded call, and launch the Copilot chat sidecar from within the recap tab. You can then ask Copilot generate a summary or answer questions about specific details related to that call. That's coming out in September. September sounds so far away, and it's like, Tom, it's
So
like
close.
2 weeks. So that's coming out in September to worldwide. And the final one is Microsoft Teams Facilitator can join channel meetings. Yay! So if you've used Facilitator, it's kind of cool because it listens to what's going on and it can kind of tell you what's happening and take notes for you and set up tasks and all these cool things. But it didn't work in channel meetings, which is like, crap, I like channel meetings. I like Facilitator. So when I would have some of those meetings, I couldn't do that. Well, now facilitators can join meetings set up in Teams channels. Facilitator helps participants run more effective meetings through the ability to take live notes, manage the agenda, answer questions, and capture tasks. That's coming out in September to Microsoft Teams standard worldwide. And I am really looking forward to that one. That will make my life so much easier as I run a couple meetings that are channel meetings. So, yay. Anything else in development that you wanted to mention before we move on to rolling out?
Nope.
Well, let's move on to rolling out and take your best shot.
Fabulous. Microsoft Teams /commands for apps. You can now interact with your favorite apps directly from Teams chat and channels. Compose box just by using the /commands. Type a / and start interacting with apps and agents and invoke workflows and more. Also, Planner available in Outlook. This had me confused a little bit.
It doesn't give you a lot of detail either.
No. Planner in Outlook brings all your tasks, plans, and new planner agent directly into your inbox so that you can manage work where you already work. And then Microsoft Teams unblock users to send message while a file is uploading in the background because my gosh, it can take a long time to upload files in Teams. So large file sharing in Teams today introduces blocking behavior, forcing users to wait for uploads to complete and disrupting real-time collaboration. To improve productivity and reduce perceived latency. It's not perceived, Microsoft.
If you think it's got latency, it has latency.
That's like saying alleged crime.
Yeah. Sorry, I saw him.
Yeah, no, he took the thing. We are introducing asynchronous file uploads. This is going to allow users to continue sending messages while the file uploads in the background, enabling a more seamless, uninterrupted collaboration experience. And that's coming out for everybody worldwide, GCC, GCC High, and the DoD. And then there's a new layout when sharing content for Teams events. And organizers and presenters who have access to production tools will see an updated layout option when sharing content in the Manage What Attendees See experience for Teams events. Available layouts are speaker-focused, content-focused, and content only. The new speaker-focused layout prioritizes presenter video alongside shared content for greater visibility. This feature is available for Teams event organizers with a Teams Enterprise license. This feature is available on Teams for Windows Desktop and Mac Desktop. And I think the last one that I want to share is Microsoft Teams. External presenters can access production controls for Teams events. So organizations can allow external presenters to manage Teams events by granting them access to production controls. Federated B2B and guest users can be specified in the Who Has Control of Production Tools setting, enabling trusted external presenters to run events and manage what the attendees see. This feature supports organizations that work with third-party event producers and vendors. So like if you have somebody outside your company come in and do virtual training,
They can
that's
actually run it.
going to be a lot easier because then you don't have to actually be there. You could be getting work done.
There you go.
Yeah.
Instead of
So,
you being
and
the
that
person
comes
who
out
gets
to everybody.
instead of you being the person who gets the next slide,
Yeah,
slide,
I hate that game.
next slide.
Or where they read the slides to you, they just
Yes.
drain every piece of text off that slide. And you're like, my brain, it hurts, it hurts.
Yes, very much so.
So, yeah. Tom, what do you like in rolling out?
Well, you took two of the ones that I had highlighted, which were the only two I had highlighted, which is a problem when I let you go first, but I'm a nice guy. But I did find other one that is really cool, and I'm looking forward to using this one. So in the SharePoint Admin Center, there's a detailed report now on everyone except, try that again. Everyone except external user permissions. So this new report provides SharePoint Advanced Management admins complete item level details of permissions granted to everyone except external users and everyone's special permission groups. I think that Microsoft had like this one-time agent that they would run that would go through and tell you things that you had this, everyone except external users. I think they called it EEEU. And I'm like, okay, that's great. You do a one-time cleanup, but then people come in behind you and use that because they don't know any better. Now they've made this a report that you can actually run on demand, which is great, especially if you're like, I want to have an AD group that has all my regular employees and an AD group that has all my contractors, vendors, and I don't want those two necessarily to be mixed. Well, if you do everyone except external users and everyone, the permission groups, those two things are combined. And a person doesn't know what they're doing. They're going, oh, I want everyone. And you've exposed it potentially to contractors and vendors that you don't want them to have. So this is really cool. It's coming out this month, and it's coming out to SharePoint Worldwide Tenant. And that is all I have. So anything else you want to bring up?
Nope.
You want to tell people to come see us in Seattle if they have a chance?
Yeah, if you have a minute, sign up for Seattle TechCon 365. Tom and I will be presenting together for the first time.
I'm so excited.
Tom is very excited. Tamara's excited too. I didn't mean to say it that way. So we'll be doing a session on
tips and tricks.
Thursday, the 27th at or about 4 p.m.
And if you happen to live down in the Branson area,
Pacific time,
you can always come down to Branson for the North American Collaboration Summit.
And I believe that is the first full week of October. So the 4th, 5th, 6th.
And you'll see us again.
Yep.
You can also come to TechCon Dallas, but you'll only see her, not me. I'll just be arm candy.
Nailing it.
So thanks, everyone. We do appreciate when you join us and catch up on your roadmap information by using this resource. Any last words before we call it a day?
No, have a great day, everybody.
You too. Bye, everyone.
Bye.